wrapping up the week on Tesla Shorts Time Daily, episode 466 for May 8th, 2026. I'm Patrick, coming to you from Vancouver. Here's what's wrapping up the week in Tesla land. California regulators just disclosed the Tesla Semi's battery sizes at 822 kilowatt hours and 548 kilowatt hours. A filing with the California Air Resources Board confirmed those exact capacities for the two production versions of the truck. The larger 822 kilowatt hour pack lines up with the higher range configuration, while the smaller 548 kilowatt hour unit supports the more affordable trim now entering service. Fleets gain real numbers they can use for route planning, total cost of ownership models, and decisions on where to place charging infrastructure. This marks the first public confirmation of the specs as customer trucks begin operating on California routes, where zero tailpipe emissions can directly reduce freight pollution in busy corridors. From a manufacturing standpoint, it shows Tesla is moving past prototype stages and into the kind of concrete data that lets operators scale adoption without guessing. While the Semi rollout brings tangible progress on heavy-duty electrification, another recent change has left some Canadian buyers questioning value on a passenger car. Canadian Model 3 buyers have been pushing back after noticing reduced specifications on the premium rear-wheel drive version. The car now charges at a maximum of 175 kilowatts and comes with a shorter warranty than earlier expectations. Those adjustments were not clearly flagged before orders opened, which has left some owners wondering if the Canadian specification still matches the price. The hardware itself supports higher speeds, according to follow-up details, yet software or thermal limits are holding it back for now. This creates friction in one market, even as Tesla works to refine cold weather performance in next-generation cells that could eventually improve range and charging in low temperatures. Owners are asking for clearer communication on what they're actually getting, especially when comparing to other markets. Customer friction in one market stands in contrast to Tesla's broader push to expand beyond vehicles. Tesla is now bundling solar panels with Powerwall storage as a residential package. The offering targets households that want to reduce how much power they draw from the grid during peak hours. It moves the energy business into everyday home use rather than staying limited to vehicle charging or larger commercial setups. The package gives customers a way to store energy generated on site and use it when rates are highest, which can lower bills over time. This step shows Tesla treating home energy as a complete system instead of separate products sold in isolation. It also creates recurring service opportunities as more installations come online across different regions. That same focus on process efficiency shows up in a quieter but potentially significant manufacturing patent. A newly published patent outlines terahertz scanning for dry electrode production lines. The approach uses non-ionizing sensors to measure electrode thickness and density at 0.05 millimeter resolution while the line keeps running. It replaces slower and more hazardous X-ray methods, letting engineers adjust gap, shear, and load in real time. Because the beam checks top and bottom surfaces separately, it provides depth data that transmission X-rays cannot capture. This matters especially for newer materials like silicon anodes that are sensitive to compression changes. If it scales at full speed, the system cuts scrap rates, shrinks the factory space needed for quality control, and supports the higher throughput required for millions of vehicles annually. The technology sits at the intersection of process physics and capital efficiency, showing how incremental sensing gains can compound into cost advantages before new cell chemistry arrives. While manufacturing refinements continue, Tesla is also refreshing the look of its current passenger cars. A new marine blue color is now available on the premium trims of both the Model 3 and Model Y. Buyers pay an extra $1,000 for the option, and it is already showing up in early US orders. The edition expands color choices without requiring changes to paint processes on base models. It gives customers another distinctive finish while keeping the configurator simple for lower trims. Small updates like this keep the existing lineup feeling current, even as attention often shifts to future products. Color updates are small signals of ongoing product refinement, much like Tesla's continued brand strength. Tesla leads US brand loyalty rankings according to recent S&P Global Mobility data. 61.1% of Tesla owners returned for their next vehicle, the highest rate among all brands tracked. The result reflects satisfaction with software updates, access to the charging network, and strong resale values. Loyalty at this level suggests owners are finding enough everyday value to stay within the ecosystem rather than switching. It also points to how cumulative improvements in the product, from over-the-air features to infrastructure, build repeat business over time. Loyalty metrics reflect real-world owner experience, which also shows up in how people are actually using the Cybertruck. A recent Tesla video highlights the Cybertruck's onboard power outlets and bullet resistance structure. Owners are already sharing examples of using those outlets to run tools on job sites. The footage reinforces the truck's design as something that goes beyond daily driving into multi-purpose work. Real-world testing has drawn praise even from some longtime critics, particularly around side impact and rollover performance. As the Cybertruck story plays out in public, Tesla quietly filed updated paperwork on a much older model. Before we go, keep an eye on how the terahertz scanning approach performs once it moves from patent to production lines, because that could influence cost targets for the next wave of vehicles. Tomorrow, we will watch for any follow-up on Canadian Model 3 specifications and whether owners receive clearer details. That's your Tesla news for today. TSLA closed at $411.79, up $2.72, 0.7%. If you found this useful, a rating or review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify really helps new listeners find the show. You can also find us on X at Tesla Shorts Time. I'm Patrick in Vancouver. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you tomorrow. This episode used AI voice synthesis of my voice. Editorial selection and analysis are my own.